This video delves into the concept of contract frustration, exploring its legal implications. Are you aware of how unforeseen events can impact contractual obligations? Discover how certain events can render a contract impossible to perform. A frustrated contract arises when an unforeseen event makes performance impossible. This occurs without fault from either party involved. Legally, the contract terminates at the point of frustration. Obligations due before the event remain in effect. The contract isn't void from the start, only future duties are discharged. When a contract is frustrated, it automatically ends at the point of frustration. However, it is not void from the beginning. Obligations that were due before the frustrating event still apply. This ensures fairness and balance between parties. Future obligations are discharged, relieving parties from further duties. Delays can lead to contract discharge if the commercial purpose is frustrated. Parties need not wait indefinitely to determine contract viability. They can act on reasonable commercial probabilities. A contract may be discharged before a delay fully frustrates it. This protects parties from indefinite uncertainty. Establishing frustration is challenging as it excludes mere hardship. Severe hardship alone doesn't constitute frustration. The performance method or increased burden isn't enough unless impossibility arises. Parties must show no agreement to unforeseen changes. This ensures that frustration claims are justified. Destruction of the contract's subject matter can lead to frustration. This occurs when the core element of the contract is destroyed. Neither party is at fault for this destruction. The contract becomes impossible to perform as intended. Such events significantly alter the contract's foundation. Strikes can lead to contract frustration if they halt essential operations. When strikes disrupt performance, contracts may become void. The unforeseen nature of strikes impacts obligations. Parties can't fulfill their duties due to this disruption. Legal frameworks consider these events for frustration claims. War can drastically affect contractual obligations. It introduces unforeseen challenges that hinder performance. Contracts may be frustrated due to war-induced impossibilities. The legal system acknowledges war as a valid cause. This ensures parties aren't unfairly bound by impractical terms. Supervening incapacity in personal service contracts can cause frustration. When individuals can't perform due to unforeseen reasons, contracts suffer. This incapacity must be beyond anyone's control. It renders the contract impossible to fulfill. Legal provisions account for such personal service disruptions. Government actions can lead to contract frustration. Regulations may change, affecting contractual obligations. Such interventions are beyond parties' control. Contracts may become impossible to execute under new laws. This highlights the impact of legal changes on existing agreements. Natural disasters can frustrate contracts by making performance impossible. Events like earthquakes or floods disrupt operations. These are unforeseen and uncontrollable by any party. Contracts affected by such disasters may be terminated. Legal systems recognize these as valid frustration causes. Sudden economic shifts can frustrate contracts. Drastic changes in market conditions may render obligations impractical. Contracts dependent on stable economies are vulnerable. Legal frameworks consider significant economic disruptions. This ensures fairness when unforeseen economic changes occur. Technological failures can lead to contract frustration. When essential technology fails, performance may be impossible. Contracts relying on technology face unique challenges. Legal systems address these failures as frustration causes. This protects parties from unforeseen technical disruptions. Changes in law can frustrate contracts by altering obligations. New legislation may make performance illegal or impractical. Contracts must adapt to comply with legal standards. Legal systems recognize the impact of sudden legal changes. This ensures contracts remain fair and executable. Political instability can frustrate contracts through unforeseen disruptions. Changes in government or policy may impact obligations. Contracts in politically volatile regions are at risk. Legal frameworks consider political instability as a frustration cause. This protects parties from unpredictable political shifts. Supply chain issues can lead to contract frustration. Disruptions in the supply chain affect performance. Contracts dependent on timely deliveries face challenges. Legal systems account for these interruptions and frustration claims. This ensures parties aren't unfairly penalized for supply chain failures. Health crises like pandemics can frustrate contracts. Widespread illness impacts the ability to perform obligations. Contracts may become impossible to fulfill during such crises. Legal systems recognize health crises as valid frustration causes. This protects parties from unforeseen health-related disruptions. New environmental laws can frustrate contracts by changing compliance requirements. Contracts must adapt to meet these new standards. Legal systems acknowledge environmental changes as frustration causes. This ensures contracts remain viable under new regulations. Parties are protected from unforeseen legal shifts. Labor shortages can lead to contract frustration. When there's a lack of workforce, performance suffers. Contracts dependent on skilled labor face challenges. Legal systems consider labor shortages in frustration claims. This ensures parties aren't penalized for workforce issues beyond their control. International trade barriers can frustrate contracts. Tariffs or restrictions impact cross-border obligations. Contracts reliant on international trade face unique challenges. Legal systems address these barriers as frustration causes. This protects parties from unforeseen trade disruptions. Currency fluctuations can frustrate contracts by altering financial obligations. Contracts based on stable currency values face risks. Legal systems recognize significant currency changes as frustration causes. This ensures fairness in contracts affected by volatile exchange rates. Parties are protected from unforeseen financial shifts. In conclusion, understanding contract frustration helps in navigating unforeseen events. Legal frameworks ensure fairness when performance becomes impossible. By recognizing valid causes of frustration, parties are protected from impractical obligations. Thank you for watching this video.